All right, guys, welcome back. 2019 Daceyland Open. We got round one back nine coverage here, presented by Infinite Disc and Wiser Productions. Pretty good front nine to start off the tournament, Raivis.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. -4, -5, -3, -4. I mean, these are great scores coming into the second stretch of the course. You're going to find that holes 10 through 18 play a little harder, but you're also going to see that, to be able to shoot anything -10, -11 is fantastic at Borderland Blues.
Yeah, and maybe some of the camera jitters that these guys may have not experienced before are gone. Putters are starting to get a little hot, so see these guys get into their groove, and we'll see some awesome shooting on the back nine.
All right, let's start off with hole 10. This is the second hardest hole that these players played. We had about 50 players, so just to give you guys a heads up on that with these stats. And this is a par 3, 400 feet. Interesting enough, this is a low ceiling shot, kind of tunnely. There's OB on the right, so I'm not too surprised that this played harder than usual. But the secret is just to let it glide up there and then have a, maybe an easy approach, maybe a potential look for two. Shane's throwing most likely his Blue Destroyer, and getting up to a good spot and most likely avoiding that wall, which is OB on the right there.
Yeah, this hole gets sneaky tough. I mean, OB on the right side, like you said. There's some controversial OB on the left side as you pass toward the white basket. Far on the left-hand side. Shouldn't be in play for our players now, but it's something you have to keep in the back of your mind.
Yeah, and so Joey took the hyzer approach there, and so does Dave here, and that's a safe play. If you want to avoid the OB completely on the right side, that is the better play.
And also, I just want to give a quick shout-out. If you notice something different about what two of our players are wearing, comment below. I'll let you think about that one.
And Coop just unfortunately gets caught up a little bit short and right, but he should be able to salvage par here. And this is not the easiest shot coming up, so then that looked like a really good approach shot from Joey.
Yeah, that was a fantastic up from Joey. Really awkward stance, having to push that OB on the left side, but able to have the trust in his disc to fade back out. Has an easy pickup for his three.
And it looks like a similar approach from Coop as well, so kudos for being able to save par on those. Oh, Dave's just running everything.
Yeah, that's Dave's game. If he's kind of like Shane, but with throwing. I mean, Shane's more of a putt from long distance. Dave will just throw putters all over the place, but still both in attack mode. Just Shane lining up again, another
probably
long
about
jump
80
putt.
feet, 90 feet, right? No, probably more than that, actually. Oh, very good look, though.
Again, just so animated on the course, getting razzed by Joey there.
And surprisingly, being the second hardest hole, there was a few deuces here. We had Joe Mercieri and Tony Stolo get some deuces on this hole, so shout out to you guys being able to connect on your shots and get through all the way there.
Real quick, I don't know what you saw with Joey's disc there on the bottom half of your screen there. He had I don't know if it was tree bark or a log or a large stick lodged in his disc.
In his disc?
After his upshot, it picked up something and kept rolling with it.
Really?
Oh, so we were razzing him that he modified his disc to make it a little more stable, but rest assured, everything was legal. And live action role playing from Shane there, showing how much his disc just missed by.
I mean, that was a really good look. I'm glad that you guys are zooming in on that. That was a fantastic bid.
So pretty even scoring spread there. Nothing but pars. After hole 10, we'll move on. Hole 11.
Hole 11, seventh hardest hole coming in. Playing a little bit over par, 0.12. Really, the secret to this is just having a big hyzer. If you can connect to a 425-foot hyzer, you're most likely going to have some look at this particular hole.
I want to give a shout out to the origin of the Borderland billy goats. There is a goat farm or a small farm that you can see next to that van there, home to a few goats that gave the goats their name.
Big shout out there.
I happen to live with one of them, so he was going to hit me if I didn't make a reference.
And Shane pulling out that big hyzer with his Blue Destroyer. probably about 75 feet, a little bit long. It's hard to tell if he's short, but he's going to have about a 75-foot look.
Yeah, like you said, the play here is just pump a hyzer. That gap is small enough to get in your head, but our players have no issues.
And that's going to put Joey in circle 2-ish look, so that's a great shot from him.
There's Dave most likely ripping on a Colossus here.
Is that what he rips almost every hole?
He basically throws it. Well, this one's white, so he might bag 2 of them.
Gotcha.
But he keeps his bag really simple. I think he carries like 9 or 10 discs. Everything else is just backups.
I wonder if he got that from Libby.
More than like, well, it's not a 137 Blizzard, so it's definitely not from Jeremiah's bag.
And here's Coop going with his most likely D1 Max, you would say?
Yeah, he is mashing on this thing.
That's a great rip.
He loves that new release from Prodigy. And, I mean, I've thrown them a couple times, and they go pretty far.
Dave with the safe approach there. You don't want to go too long on this. It makes for a difficult putt.
No, you can see there's a pretty steep hill in line with the basket. Camera does a little bit of justice indicating it there, but anything that catches edge can just keep on rolling.
So Shane has gone for this many times for the record, but he's most likely going to play it a little safe here. Oh.
That's pretty funny that you assume that Shane was going to play a safe putt.
And it looked like it was a half go. I don't know.
Yeah, he could have been running it. It could have not been. Joey,
Joey.
He's running that one.
It doesn't matter. Joey connects for the 2 here. And shout out to Joey for getting the only deuce of the day on this hole.
Love the fist pump. Love the reaction. Such an animated player on the course, but he deserves it on that one.
That was a great putt.
Dave catching a little bit of am side, but catches enough of the chains to fall in. And Shane was thinking about this putt a little bit. He just saw Joey pick up another stroke. Doesn't want to drop one here.
No, and that was a little high, so you can see he was probably thinking about it a little too much, but he connects for the par.
And Coop dropping in his par. So it looks like 3 pars. And Joey, again, with the only birdie on the day. And all 4 of our players within a stroke of each other now.
It's getting tight, folks, and these are great scores, so let's see how they finish up here. Moving on to hole 12. This was the 7th easiest hole. You have to, I would say another signature hole just because of the fact that you have to make it through a tunnel, you have to shape it to the right, and then you have a green to contend with that is sometimes guarded, making it not the easiest approach shot. So I personally like to hyzer out, so we'll see if some of the players actually perform that, or if they're just attacking it. I'm excited to see what they do here.
Yeah, you have a few options off the tee here. You can play a hyzer flip backhand, you can play a hyzer flip forehand like Joey's trying to do here. If the wind's right, I've seen a couple guys go over the top. You can play short of the gap and just guarantee your 4. So you've got options.
And sometimes you get lucky and you can sneak through, so it's not always that you have to make it through the tunnel, but
I think this is a strike from.
That was a good shot by
Shane there.
He just gets stuck a little early on the right side, which makes it a very difficult approach shot.
And you guess what Dave's throwing here?
Colossus. Am I right?
Bingo. But gets caught up in the wind, turns it over just a little too much. And again, he could have had a perfect shot, and he's raising his hands up in the air. Same reaction as usual. This is a D1 from Coop.
A nice flick.
Yeah, starts it off on a great line. Unfortunately, you heard gets a kick to the left, but there are some gaps over here, and looks like he's lining up another forehand for his up. What am I saying? Coop's always throwing a forehand.
This is not an easy shot because you have to control it through the opening, and then it gets tighter at the end there.
Yeah, you have to be really delicate there because if you find yourself in the woods beyond the basket, there aren't many gaps to go through.
And Dave finding some gap on the right here.
Well, I mean, trees are like 80%
Did he
air or
sneak on
something
the
like
right
that.
side?
Yeah, he found a hyzer
Wow.
gap somehow, and he's able to have a putt for a 3.
He's a sneaky guy, huh?
Speaking of sneaky, Joey sneaking his way back up the leaderboard. Has another look for a birdie. Just carving up this course so far. I don't even know what Shane's thinking here.
And that's probably where he's thinking course maintenance.
Yeah, he probably already tore that tree down. He's already been back there several times.
And that was a good bid. I mean, he's probably a little frustrated, but, you know, to walk away with par is totally fine on this.
I know you guys saw that football. Just saying. Call it in.
And Coop giving it a run. Oh, just misses a little high.
Yeah, he had a couple scraggly branches to deal with there.
And that looked like a good bid.
And just when we thought the putters were starting to get hot, Coop missing, Dave misses am side.
Oh, come on, Joey. Finish it off, please. Ah, there we go. Good putt.
And Joey taking a share of the lead here. Shane falling off just a little bit. So we got two guys who are going to be at 5 under, two guys at 4 under, and the race just keeps getting tighter. After hole 12, 2 fours, or 3 fours, excuse me, and a 3 from Joey.
So hole 13 plays pretty neat because you kind of have to make it through a tight tunnel shot and then hyzer at the end, but also avoid OB at the end, which is only about 30 feet behind the basket. So it's kind of tricky in between mid-range and fairway. You don't want to put too much distance on it, too much power, because you will go OB. So it's definitely one of the trickier shots.
Yeah, play here is kind of just a hyzer to a stand-up hyzer. And Joey with a little bit of tree love.
What a great kick out, though.
Works.
Yeah, I made reference to him on that shot. It was framed up perfectly that you could see the disc flying in between his hands, his upraised hands in his
Because
head.
that could have gone OB.
That could have gone anywhere.
There's OB on the right side, which you don't think of too much on this hole, but it could sneak up on you.
Yeah, I know when you're playing a mixed layout, when you're playing to the white basket, the OB is in play, but not so much on the blue. And that was a shout out again to Paul Pacheco, excuse me, another Dacey teammate of ours. Gave Dave this disc, so let's see if he has a little bit of owl love with it. Well, owls do live in trees, so maybe it was just destiny.
That's a nice little backstory there. I didn't know that.
Oh, every time I either film or play with Dave, he always has a story to tell.
And that looks like a really nice shot from Coop. And that's how it's done pretty much, where you want to just hyzer out, not put too much on it, give yourself a 25-foot putt.
Dave narrowly misses a tree from the get-go, but should have an easy cleanup for his par.
That was a good up. That is not easy to do from back there.
Joey looks like he wanted to give that a go, but again, OB behind the basket. Kind of tough to be aggressive on a putt from that distance.
Well, let's see what Shane does, speaking of aggressive.
I mean, is there any doubt that he's at least giving it a bit of a run?
Oh, he's giving it.
Leaves it a little high, but gets caught up by that tree, so that saves him. And Coop has a look for it, too.
Yeah, and a little bit of a tester, I would say 25 feet or so. And great birdie there, so shout out to Coop with the deuce there.
Yeah, just something to keep in the back of your mind. The distance that you want to make 100%, especially a player of his caliber, but still a tester putt.
And there was 8 deuces on this hole, so out of
Really?
50 players, you know, to have only 8 deuces is quite shocking.
Yeah, this hole at 320 feet, basically just a mid-range or a fairway driver for most of these guys. Surprised to see only 8
Pepin.
twos. Yeah,
Yeah.
Again, big shout out to Pep for stepping up last minute, and a little bit of Borderland wildlife as well. But again, Pep stepping up last minute. This tournament was played on a Saturday. He messaged me on Wednesday saying, "Hey man, you need a catch cam?" I'm like,
That's great.
I didn't know you had a background in photography and video, so thanks for stepping up, Pep.
No, that's amazing. It makes the coverage look so much better, so we appreciate that. All right, moving on to hole 14. This was the easiest hole there was. It's a par 4, 383 feet. The only thing you have to really avoid is the OB that's playing short And once you pass that, it's typically a pretty easy upshot. So let's see how these guys attack it.
Again, not a hole you would picture for a forehand flex, but Coop, knowing his disc so well, comfortable throwing that shot. Gets caught up a little bit in the middle of the fairway, but still a good shot that he's not out of bounds.
And most of these guys are playing it aggressive, which I expected for sure.
Joey shaking his head there because he was able to find a gap that doesn't exist on the right side. And Shane does unfortunately catch a
didn't make
tree,
it?
and he's out of bounds.
Oh,
he
no.
fell on the left side there.
So with the new rules, he has to shoot again.
Three-tee
before
right again.
Dave. Yep. So let's see how he comes back with this one.
There was a little bit of anger behind this throw.
Oh, yeah.
And
But that's a good recovery shot with his rock, straight down the middle. Gets a little bit of kick on the right, which I'm sure he's not happy about
so he
either.
might have a look for his 4, but again, not something you want to have a
He's
look
playing
for
a
off the tee.
risky with this Colossus there.
Yeah, he rips it a little too hard to the right, but clears the OB wall, and he's safe.
Yeah. Let's see how he recovers with this approach shot.
I think this is his PA4 again.
It's a
He
nice
basically
skip
only
up
throws
there.
distance drivers or putters. I don't see him throw
Oh,
anything
really?
else. Yeah.
Okay. Coop with his flick. Good little kick. Could have gone a little better, but looks like he's giving himself a tester as well.
Yeah, that basket. The green kind of slopes off from front to back, so it's very easy to get away from you on that one.
Oh, Shane
Are you-
sneaking it in there.
No, you're
What?
kidding. No. Wait.
Wait, that was from the OB?
Yeah, that was his par save.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
That was
There's his banger.
that was phenomenal. And he picks up his disc, and he's already on hole 15. He's not even watching the rest of this hole.
Oh, man, that was amazing.
And poor Joey, he has to follow that putt from virtually the same exact spot. Turns around, looks at me, and just again apologizes. I'll take my birdie and
Nothing
I'll go
wrong
home.
with that, Joey.
No. Anytime you're picking up a 3 on this hole, it's a good 3 to pick up, despite the
Coop with
scoring
the
average.
tester. Nice bid and nice putt there.
Yeah, Coop picking up the 3 as well. Dave picks up a par.
And then Joey with his easy birdie without having to run it 130 feet.
No, and it doesn't have to worry about saving any circle 4s.
Look
but
at this putt. What?
Yeah, I stood behind him after he made it, and there wasn't a line.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
what
he
his
found
face
it.
looked like after he made that putt, I'm sure. All right, hole 15. This played as the 5th hardest hole on the course, .27 over par. And what you're basically going to do is make it through the tunnel, make it a little, go uphill, and then go downhill. So as long as you make it over that initial hill, a lot of times it just scoots down there because of the glide. So you really just want to flip it up there, and it's not that long of a hole.
Yeah, I know my play normally here is I'll either take mid-range or fairway driver. Just try to throw it flat, let the stability of the disc work it back toward the center. And anything that crests over the hill will kind of funnel in with the right spin on it. Coop
That was
leaving
a
his
great
forehand.
looking flip
Yeah,
from
Coop
Coop.
leaving his forehand a little far to the right, but again, you just get down there and more often than not you have a putt.
Look at that catch cam by Zack Pepin.
Yeah,
being able
great.
to follow that.
Yeah,
shot.
great pickup from Pep. I may not have given him the best camera setup as it was last minute, but he made do, and he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I mean, this is great coverage here. And that was a great shot by Shane with his rock right down the middle, which I would expect. I mean, 375 feet, he's going to most likely shoot his rock anything that's straight like this.
Dave going driver, leaving it left, and there is that rock wall. There is OB on the other side of that, so he luckily gets caught up, but it's not an easy up and down from over there, as you can tell.
And I probably should have noted that, and that's probably why it was the 5th hardest hole, because if you go OB on the left side, it's very hard to save your par.
We got Dave again, trying to clean up his 3. Leaves it a little short, so he will have to settle for the bogey.
And Joey's definitely got birdie on his mind going for this putt, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of work to do here. Steps out.
Oh,
And
whoa.
smash.
That was a fantastic putt.
Oh, that was a great 2
That was a
from Joey.
50, 60 feet. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
trusting the disc to hold that angle, but with enough stability to pan out straight. Fantastic birdie from Joey.
And that was a good bid by Coop there, too. I mean, he was a little bit on the right side there.
And Shane, again, leaving that putt just a little high, but Basket's able to catch it, and it just leads to my argument. The Baskets are fine, people. Stop complaining about them. Get yourself some new tee pads, and maybe you won't slip in the winter. Just saying.
All it took is one putt from Shane. Huh?
Yeah, just saying. Just saying.
Well, that was a good cleanup from Shane there with that birdie, and then Joey sneaking in there with that great putt too. I like how you have these holes finishing off with their putts and those big putts like that. That looks really cool.
I mean, the same reasoning how you put the feature card together. I wanted to showcase these guys. We got some great golfers out here. I wish I was able to get more coverage of more players, but we decided to pick the four, what we thought were the four best.
I mean, they're putting on a show for us, so kudos to them. Thank you.
It is great scores.
All right, hole 16. This was the 8th hardest hole. It's actually a pretty treacherous hole, but it played pretty easy for a lot of people. Basically, you want to get it uphill through a tunnel, kind of hyzer out at the end, and then have another hyzer approach shots. It's one of our horseshoe holes, as they say. More so than others, but it's a hyzer for most players.
Yeah, pretty demanding tee shot with
and that's
the low
why,
ceiling.
because of that one tree. If that one tree wasn't there, this would be a very easy hole, but that's the tunnel factor for sure. And Shane ripping his sidewinder, getting right through. Nice play by him with the flip-up shot. Not trying to bite too much distance off with the destroyer or anything like that.
It might have the white basket right there to contend with, but Shane should have a pretty simple up and down.
He's in a good spot. And then Coop playing a flick, probably a flex flick, which is a great shot for this type of hole because he stayed right in the middle, and that's what you want.
Yep, that was his D1 again, just trusting the overstability. Cranking it over and working himself into the fairway.
Oh, what a pretty shot from Dave. Keeping that hand high the whole time, too.
Got to keep that follow through. Keep it high, let it fly.
It was a beautiful shot, Dave.
And here, again, we saw a couple of these in the front nine. Joey going forehand roller.
Oh, wow. He was in a tough spot.
Yeah, leaves it out just a little wide. But funnels himself back
That was a
to
good shot.
right around where Shane is located right now, so he should have a look for a 4.
Dave pulling off a hyzer to just kind of get in the sweet spot so he can save his 4.
Yeah, but
Smart play.
unfortunately clips that tree, gets a little unlucky roll, but still should have an opening to get up and down. And Coop was saying after this that he felt like he perfectly carved the fairway.
Yeah.
Yet gets an unlucky break.
I can't believe where his spot was.
Yeah.
He got screwed on that.
Probably found the biggest tree on the fairway and got stuck behind it.
And then Joey, he probably was pinched off with that tree on the right there too.
It looked like Shane was lining up a putt to that short basket, but he was luckily aware enough that we are playing blues, not blue to white, and throws an easy hyzer up shot for his 3.
And Joey being -7 is probably running this. Ooh, careful, Joey. Jeez.
Full send Friday.
Full send for sure.
Yeah, he was luckily okay after that.
Glad to hear it.
And we got Coop from the shrubs on the right side.
Not an easy spot to be in.
No.
What?
But regardless, cans it anyway.
There has been a banger almost every hole.
Yeah,
This
these
is
guys are putting on a
incredible.
phenomenal putting display here.
Well, thanks, guys.
Just center pole the whole way.
That was
little
a great
fist pump.
putt.
You can see he is grinding out this round right now.
Oh, I'm
he
enjoying
moves-
this. This is great.
Yeah, and he moves himself, and there's Dave tapping it real quick, and he moves himself to 7 under.
I mean, these are great scores.
oh, these are
par
fantastic.
68. And this is fantastic.
Yeah, on a tournament that played over par. Everybody as a whole, I know the scoring average is just over par, and all these guys are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots under.
Literally over par for 50 players, and these guys are showing it how it's done. All right, now I will say this is the signature hole at Borderland. We've got featured on UDisc with this hole. We've got featured on many different magazines, but the showcase here is that it's a par 4, 525-foot hole And basically you have to avoid OB on the left-hand side, kind of have it go really straight, and then you're going to have a hyzer or flick approach shot that has to avoid this large, massive bush on the left. And once you pass that bush, you have a pretty easy look for your putt there. So again, it's kind of a little bit of a tricky hole because you have to flex it a little bit and then avoid the bush at the end.
Yeah,
Let's see how they attack it.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough gap out the gate just because the hole looks so scenic that you might not be thinking about hitting that initial gap. But Shane looks like he does it wonderfully and looked like he was pinched off on that right side, but he's actually got a pretty good look at the basket.
Okay,
here.
I was going to say, he looked like he was a little too right on that shot. You kind of want to be a little more centered, but we'll see how he recovers from that. And Shane, Coop putting it up right at the sweet spot, right in the middle there.
Yeah, again, a much more technical shot than it appears to be for Coop there, but trusting his D1, maintaining the stability, hanging it out over the OB. And Dave with enough distance there to completely cover the OB.
And it looks like Joey's going for an Anheuser that was going to pan out a little bit, but got caught up a little bit on the right side.
Yeah, that looked really high out of Joey's hand, but the understability of that disc there was able to keep it turning. And better to finish right rather than take the OB stroke on the left.
And how majestic does it look with that castle right in the background of these guys playing?
No, such a scenic hole, a scenic shot there. And Dave, unfortunately, finds himself in the shrub guarding the basket. But there's been enough work done on it recently that they've actually opened up some holes in there. And it's not as impossible to get out as it once was.
And that's that massive bush that we were referring to.
Yes. Joey, just a simple putter up shot. Should have a look for 3.
Well, shout out to the DCR for cleaning that bush up and being able to actually make some putts underneath it or have some paths.
I know I've gotten lost in there time and time again. It doesn't help being 5'7" in a bush that's over 6 feet.
No. And they're making this approach shot look pretty easy with that simple hyzer. It's not that simple. You have to kind of curve it around that bush perfectly, and it gets really tight up there.
Coop with a forehand up shot leaves it a little left.
And this is that bush that we're talking about.
And Dave is in there.
Oh, what a great bid, though.
Yeah, he really didn't have anything to shoot for there. And Joey sneakily picking up a birdie.
Yeah, birdie's a great score on this hole. It's not that easy. I mean, you saw the distance. You saw the trouble that you can get. So shout out to these guys making it look easy.
So Dave will clean up his par. He'll stay at 3 under.
And the fun fact about this hole, this was the only hole that actually stayed par. There was no over and under on this
Really?
one.
No weird decimals, no weird fractions to worry about?
No.
Just straight par?
Straight par. All right, coming up to our last hole, folks. Thanks for joining us here. And we're going to be playing hole 18. This is the 6th easiest hole. Playing .03 under par. And really the secret here is just to kind of shoot over the hedges, maybe a big Anheuser, maybe a big flick, and then kind of land right in the middle where the drone is right now, and then have your approach from there. I would say the biggest trouble is getting caught right early and going long, and then on a slopey green, you leave yourself some trouble.
Well, thanks to a wonderful co-tournament director with getting rid of the 2-meter rule, this hole isn't as daunting as it might seem. I know a lot of players like to go high over the top, kind of like what Shane does.
That was a great rip.
But with the normal 2-meter rule that Borderland likes to instill, that's a much more dangerous shot. But shout out to you, Raivis. Strong proponent of not having the 2-meter rule.
I appreciate that. And I want people to have fun out there. So, that's the reason why I do it. I don't want people to get punished even more so.
So we just saw Joey rip a big forehand. Coop doing the same.
Yeah, those are great shots. I mean, to be able to put it right in those placements where we talked about with that drone is not as easy as it looks. So,
not sure if Dave was going for the roller play there, but maybe the wind just kind of lifting that disc and turning it on edge a little more than he wanted to. Not leaving him with an easy out. So he'll have some work to do for his par.
It's a tough up shot. I mean, you have to avoid these trees in the middle one way or another. And there's that slopey green we were talking about.
And Joey, fortunately, gets stopped by that log. He already played hole 4 today, so he doesn't want to go play it again. Coop. I think this is one of his Spectrum PA3s that he swears by.
He makes that shot look so easy, though.
But again, it's a shot that he has in his bag, but the green just not holding the disc very well, and he'll get an unfortunate skip.
Good play by Shane. Just a soft Luna approach.
Yeah, he had that.
Was he trying to go for it?
We had some hazers on the
Oh, my
on the
goodness.
who finished up on hole 4. It's right next to 18. I think I want to say it was Brian Harrington who met up with us, and he was razzing Shane pretty hard.
The Raz.
See, we got Joey. Tough putt for his 3. Just forced to lay up there.
Yeah, I mean, this hole is showing its teeth with that slopey green. I'm surprised that it was one of the easier holes that was played.
Coop to clean up. Unfortunately, it's short, and
What a terrible
that's
roll.
what,
Wow.
again, this green will do to you. And
There's not that many holes that we have slopey greens, but this is definitely one of them.
No, and you can look on his face. He was not happy with the result of that shot. And
No, because he's -7, so you could tell he's. Oh,
you can tell what.
never mind.
You can tell what.
Never mind.
Because that was much more of a
That was
technical
money.
shot than it appears to be.
That was
that
perfect.
was.
Great shot.
He was
great recovery.
I don't think his expression on his face changed the entire time, though.
No,
he was
but that was
still
amazing.
dejected. But a great way to save his par.
And to keep his -7.
And keep himself at -7, 1 or 2 off of Shane as he cleans up his birdie. Joey will settle for par. And that is going to do it for the first round. Back 9 coverage of the 2019 Daceyland Open, presented by Infinite Discs, brought to you by Wiser Productions. And let's take a look at the lead card we have going into round 2. We got Kyle Moriarty shooting a hot 11 under.
Yeah, that's really hot. I
that's
think it came in
gross.
at like 10-20 rated or something like that.
He will be joined by Shane Wyatt again, Joe Mercieri, and Borderland bomber Jake Morris.
Man, that's going to be exciting to watch. And big shout out to Wiser Productions for having me here. This was a blast. I appreciate that. My first or second time doing something like this, so thanks for having me here.
Well, yeah, man, we're happy to have you. And again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at Dacey.
Bye, guys.